Hey, welcome back to Free to Play, where I play games for free for you. And this series took a back seat for a while. Last time I remember saying that first off I had very plenty on my plate when it comes to Apex Legends, but I'm happy to say that I actually did succeed in reaching Diamond rank. So that's cool for me. Now I can stop playing it. And second, I teased that today we're gonna, well, today. It wasn't dependent on date, it was dependent on the next episode coming out. So in this episode, more than today, we're gonna talk about what are we gonna talk about? I teased how there is how since I bought the mouse, it didn't really fulfill my expectations. So I went out and contacted support, and this is how it went. I did actually browse a little bit how it went back then. Well, I browsed the what? Oh, mails. Correspondence is what it's called, I think. Yes. But before that, clearly, we're lasering a Vortigaunt, and by we, I totally mean someone else. The Combine, actually. I'm not sure what are they doing with him, what kind of source power out of Matrix he is. Apparently better than humans, if only Matrix had access to Vortigaunts, right? But no, that's not what it's all about. I don't know how this all works, what was their plan, but lasering Vortigaunt did something, I guess. Definitely killed the Vortigaunt. So anyway, this is how the slave Vortigaunt looks like, with all the shackles and cuffs and shit. Yes, slavery. Alien lives matter, don't they? The only switch that works, this one, I guess. Jeez, don't smash yourself with a steel cabinet. That would have been bad. Alright, so where are we now? Oh, this opened, alright. So I contacted Logitech support about my mouse that I bought secondhand, a G502. And you know, it's not that there is anything mechanically wrong with it, but the software, like I said, wasn't really meeting my expectations. So the person that responded to me was named CJ, so you can immediately tell there's gonna be plenty of opportunities to make jokes about him. And indeed, I managed to squeeze one in. Oh, there's also another grenade, not only the trip mine. Shit, they're coming. And I'm very low on health. Well, maybe not low, I'm halfway down my health pool. But anyway. So CJ replied, and first order of operation in Logitech apparently is to not only ask about, I have no idea what that voice in the announcement system said, but clearly they're setting up for us. Tactical shield, antibiotics? That's what you're saying? I think they're coming in. They might be coming in. Are they coming in? Are they waiting for me to open the door for them? Oh no, it's fine. Look, there's gonna be something waiting for them. Even more so than usually. An entire fucking Guardian. And they're not well equipped to deal with this. Well, technically they should be, they've got armor and weapons. But apparently even though there's more of them than there was of me, they're having a harder time dealing with it. Because they're incompetent. Of course they are. That grenade's gonna... Fortunately for that Combine soldier, the grenade didn't kill him. It was all thanks to the Guardian anyway. He dealt with the problem himself. Right, I guess we're not gonna be finding much more here. But we have to open the door anyway. And no, this isn't the place where I can jump out of the window and progress. Oh, I can hear Combine coming. Somewhere. You can hear them walking, right? with their armors clicking of something, of gear. Yeah. Oh good, a little bit more health I found. So, CJ answers my call for support, and the first order of operation in Logitech apparently is not just to ask you what the problem is, but to provide proof of ownership for the device you've got, proof of warranty, and serial number for the device maybe, I think? One way or the other. 3 things, and 2 of them are definitely proof of ownership and proof of warranty. So, you know, it's second-hand purchase, so there's gonna be problem with proof of warranty, but it's not like I'm trying to get something fixed in range of warranty, right? So I think I can circumvent that issue, and I did. But the bigger problem, the weirder problem, is that they ask for proof of ownership. So imagine, what makes you so paranoid to ask your customer or a person that asks for support to provide proof of ownership of the device? Are you worried that someone is wasting your time? Asking questions about your device? Is that an issue? Like, are they actually people contacting you, just asking general questions about the devices, like what's the DPI or whatever, the number of buttons on it? Because I would think, come on, Jedi powers, don't fail me now. For all these times, I can move the entire fence, but not the, what is it, hatch? Would that be enough to blow it up? Yes, it was. Good. So, since antlines are distracting the turrets, now is our chance to give it a slip. Didn't really work too well, but I guess it worked eventually. Well, to some extent at least. Are we unable to move because of the wind? No. Yeah. I guess the, what is it? The spade, the shovel was blocking our way. Look, physics puzzle, that's good. Just jam it into the spokes. That sounds reasonable. Ah, there it goes. I was about to say, it should be sparking and then exploding, because of course that's how motors work. But it was static enough for me to just take it as it is. But apparently if you just fucked it up, if it just flung out because of the glitches in the physics engine, you would have died anyway. So since we're not dead, maybe I should... shit. I should just save. So... yes, why do you think the support would ask if you're actually the owner of the device? Are they worried that someone would ask for help for a friend? And that wouldn't be convincing enough? Come on. I need some object to throw into him. Because my oh shit. There we go. There's no... ah, fuck. It's loading and I don't need to go there yet. Oh. Radiator. That's good. Wow. I hammered the motherfucker with the radiator so hard into the grates. What? Into the door that he phased through. Yes, that's the that must be the famed physics glitch where it just allows you to phase through solid objects when there is props in a way. Right, so let's set my antlines free here so they can help and keep on going. Right, so would you worry that someone asked for a friend for a help about the device you're selling? It's absolutely weird. So of course I made a big issue about this, asking them why aren't they just helping me with the problem instead of asking for, well, yes, instead of asking for proof of ownership of warranty. Actually, I might have actually asked them, are they worried if I'm asking for a friend? Would be the difference, right? Anyway. And his response, CJ response, was that the reason he does it is because they do it to all the customers. How is this a reason? It's not. You know, usually when you want to... Because, I don't know about you, but I hate arbitrary rules. And so many of the rules seem so fucking arbitrary. So why the fuck would they ask me for the ownership, right? His answer isn't alleviating this problem in the slightest by saying, yeah, we do it to everyone. I don't care if you do it to everyone. The problem is that you shouldn't be doing it to anyone. And you are, so what's your excuse for that? I didn't really get anyone, I don't think. But I did tell him to not do it, as if he's got the power to pass on that policy or suggestion for the policy to his higher uppers, upper hires? Higher uppers, I think, yeah. Yeah, and he probably didn't either way. So there was that. Since he wasn't helpful in that department, we moved on. I did provide him... The way they want a proof of you owning the device is just a picture of it with a number of case on a piece of paper. So I did that and circumvented the questioning about the warranty. Because I guess if you stir up enough trouble, or what would it be? Issue? Cause enough issues about one issue, yeah. Just repeat words, that's a good style. About one aspect of the matter. Oh shit. Not man hacks. Man, they just... Valve. They just always know how to spice things up. You start off fighting man hacks with a crowbar. Then you get gravity gun. No, you start off with... Yes, with crowbar. Then you get guns that don't really help you. Then you get gravity gun, which helps quite a bit. And then they throw a wrench in the works, or in the gears, by putting antlions that follow you everywhere and cut off your exit strategy, exit way, route. And then they just... Oh my god, just throw it more often, god damn it. Cut off your way out, or way back. And you get hit by the man hacks anyway. Out of the way now. I can flip him upside down, but that's not helping me. Fuck off. Be gone. I guess they died anyway. Good. At least they're not in the way. Right. So, I provided the proof of me actually owning the mouse. As if that's fucking required. And we didn't really get anywhere. I tell him that there is this option. Well, I hardly remember how it went, even though I checked it, but there's a lot of details. So let's go through them in not necessarily chronological order. So they ask me what kind of devices I've got. You know, they go through the regular support, solutions, try a different USB port, try a different computer, what operating system have you got, what's the gaming hub version you've got, and shit like that. You know, the usual that doesn't ever work, just in case the 90% of the problems are solved by you plugging the device into actually working socket. They gotta go through that. Of course, that wasn't the problem, so moving on. I tell him that the program has the option to assign F13 and 14 to the mouse, so I'm expecting it to work as an additional button. But they say, yeah, so you're saying it's not working? What games did you try it in? I tell them that I tried it in Apex Legends and in Jedi Outcast, just to have a range of titles to see how that interact with the problem. That didn't really amount to much. So shit. Not only have I fallen, but I also could have broken something. I did damage myself, so fuck. But at least the mine is out. Right. So what games did I try? Those games, they didn't work. Then he asks me, what kind of keyboard have I got? Is the F13 and F14 key working correctly off the keyboard before trying to bind it to your mouse? And I tell him, you know, how does it matter I don't have F13 and F14 keys on my keyboard, and I specifically tell him, listen, there hasn't been a keyboard with those kind of keys for like 30 or 40 years now, so are you expecting me to have those keys? Are you providing your software that allows you to bind F13 to 24 on your mouse, but only expect it to work with the keyboards that actually have those physical keys? I actually linked him a wiki page about keyboards and their developments and developments of the function keys, and how, you know, there's 50 years of progress in that matter, or 30 or 40. I'm gonna go with 50 for the purposes of this story. 50 years of progress in computing, and designing and deciding what keys are we gonna need, that there hasn't been a keyboard with F13 to 24 for decades now. Literally, actually decades. So, is the software expected to work but only with the keys from 50 years ago? I think he conceded that point one way or another. I'm not clear on the details now. But yeah, I think at that point he actually passed it over to the next level, so they escalated the problem to level 2 technician. And hello, you have a virus on your computer? And that's not true. I'm just cracking jokes here. But I'm just saying, escalated to level 2 technicians here. And they started over with the regular, what's the operating system, and have you tried to plug it into a different thing? And before that happened, I must have, because they put me over to a higher technician, and some Joanna or Jane or some girl name whose name started with J, and there was also an initial for her next name, or maybe last name. Says she's taken over. But anyway, before I got to talk with that woman, I managed to squeeze in the joke that CJ wasn't really clear on the details of what we were talking about here. Meaning that with all the... well, some deadhead we got here. Who are you shooting? Oh, there they are. Well, it would be good to hunker down, but I don't really have siege weaponry. Or really, it's not really something I can employ here anyway. We're having this again. It's not that it's cracking against the frame of the door like in the previous episode I alluded to. It must be bouncing off of the fucking antlands, unfortunately. But anyway, it did bounce back then, so I'm vindicated. Good. And there it is. This is what the facility is all about. Turning people into transhuman drones to perform the role of a combined soldier. With some throat implant, possibly a vocalizer. As you can hear him with the radio probably and shit. With some abdominal implants. Probably to mitigate hunger or make it easier for them to consume more things and stay in action instead of needing to actually cook food. Maybe they're able to feed on, I don't know, alien pellets, food pellets that are not helpful to regular humans, or just eat dirt and plastic. I don't know. Maybe they just shoot themselves in the face and directly consume the energy of the blast. Maybe. And yeah, that's how it looks like. And then they're fitted up with armor and weapons, and it's all good for them, I guess. Did they volunteer or were they kidnapped? I don't know. Alternatively, you're turned into a stalker, and we're gonna go over them eventually. And snowmen, like Goose Goose called them. Yes, Goose Goose. I hope you're also managing to enjoy what's Breen saying in the background. You probably don't, because it's fucking... How could you? In one place he's heard well, in the other he isn't, and also I'm talking, so it's probably hard to make out. What he's on about is that he's scolding the whole armed forces in the garrison here about how they're incapable of apprehending Freeman. Which is good, right? It makes us look good. Good. And considering that we didn't die in all this affair, well, maybe quick save too. And that means that we're doing good. So that's good. And the rest is silence, or maybe the devil's in the details, whichever. So he keeps on talking. The benefactors, of course, are the aliens of Combines, and whoever's on top of that shit place and shithole. And so, after telling CJ that all he had to do was follow the damn train of thought about how there is no keyboard with F13 to 24 and it hasn't been one for 30 to 40 years, maybe he should get his head out of his ass and start helping me with the software. So it's been escalated. I've been running circles around those people for quite a while now. And what this ended up in was my case being escalated to level 3 technician, and he said that what he said is that the software has limits. You can't expect it to perform the functions everywhere or all the time. So of course I let him know that if your program has limits, why the fuck do you offer the ability to bind F13 to F24 on your mouse, especially since there is no fucking physical keyboard with those buttons in circulation anymore for decades. So could you explain yourself? Or at least pass it on to fucking some higher-ups that could answer this question or mitigate that. And when I said that to him, to the third person, I was worried that what they would do would be they would remove the option to bind those keys at all instead of making them work properly. But no, so far there has been a bunch of updates to the software, and none of them removed those F keys. Good thing those Combine soldiers didn't really pay attention to me walking out in their field of view. Good thing Brain works with 250 milliseconds of lag, and theirs must work even slower, I guess, because I was able to comprehend the issue and get back, and they didn't even fire a shot. Good for me at least. Not for them. Now they're dead. That's what you get when your brain has to also go through computers and process lag from that. Well, you asked for this. Did you get the turrets? Absolutely not. I didn't get hit though. Right, maybe a regular grenade. That looks like a good throw. Oh hey, worked perfectly. Strike, as it would be in bowling. Yeah. This level doesn't really require us to use much guns since we've got so many antlines to throw about. Better than grenades, right? Maybe not necessarily. Those turrets really showed us out. Oh, no. Showed us otherwise. This is also the problem. Like I said, they might just get in the way of you backing out when there is a tripwire in a way. Not only just a manhack to just annoyingly gnaw at you. Yeah. So we essentially didn't get anywhere when it comes to support to my mouse. And those F13 to F24 keys don't work in pretty much any game. But surprisingly, some time ago, as you might all know, it might be way not sometime, but a while ago now. Anyway, at a certain point, GTA 5 has been released for free, has been given away for free on Epic Game Store. And since I was still fucking salty half a year later, after getting the mouse and going through all this ordeal with their Logi support, I tried assigning those F13 and F14 keys to some functions in GTA 5, and lo and behold, they actually fucking worked. So, maybe they have updated something in the software, I thought. So I went back into Apex Legends, and lo and behold, those keys didn't register there or anywhere else. So far there's only one game I can assign F13 and 14 to, which is pretty good because GTA 5 has a lot of fucking key bindings, which is bad because, you know, GTA is always we're always emulating a gamepad off the mouse and keyboard for controls, so it was never good. But also, since you're using a gamepad, there's very few key buttons you can use, so a lot of functions is repeated. by pressing the same key. It's definitely a trend in GTA, but it's also a trend in newer games where they think about consoles first, and port to PC starts being a secondary thought, something like that. Afterthought, that's more like it. Yeah, so that happens, and at least that worked. But what I wanted to also mention is right. So, for instance, Mass Effect, especially 2, started combining things like hide behind cover and interact and sprint on space bar. So 3 actions are performed with 1 key, which is shit, considering you've got an entire keyboard to work with. So maybe you could utilize some of that. But no, BioWare under EA didn't think about that. And here we got the baths, which is hardcore place, because our antlines don't come in. There are goodies in, and there's also toxic. There it is. Zombie, headcrab zombie. And as usual, it spills out the rest of the headcrabs when it dies, which is an issue. Fortunately, we dealt. You know how it is. Something about dealing. Copper rope. That's it. There we go. And of course, in the boiler room of the prison showers, someone left crossbows, a crossbow, grenades, and a bunch of supplies for us. For us, specifically for us. It's probably there should be. Yeah, there's should be somewhere. What are you trying to say? A logo, a lambda logo, on a wall somewhere, indicating there are resistant supplies here. Somewhere. Oh, hey, what? Looks fine. I don't know. There might have been the logo somewhere, but if there isn't, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go with the headcanon of someone actually coming here one day and leaving all those supplies for me, especially for me, Gordon Freeman. Yeah. So, GTA Online actually uses F13 to 24 keys. Logitech software is shit. I'm limited by the functionality. I'm only able to assign other keys from the keyboard to the mouse if I want consistent gaming profile to work everywhere. And there's that story. I made a GTA joke on CJ from Logitech support, and the Logitech support was not able to help me, nor pretty much reconsider what the fuck they've done with the software. There are limitations. Are there any more buttons or keys on the keyboards that are not on keyboards anymore that we would love to see the Logitech Gaming Center reintroduce? Only not at all, because it won't work anywhere you assign it to. Anyway, so thanks for listening to the story and the ending of Mouse Saga. This has been Half-Life 2 with community commentary that we didn't get any in this episode, but fortunately at least we got some progress, I guess. Not much, as usual. Talking very much slows things down. But thanks for watching. Hopefully you could subscribe and watch more of my videos, in addition to liking, commenting, and ticking that bell so it annoys you more often. This has been me, and see you next time where I play more games for free for you.